Okay, so we know our mantle height is going to be set here. We have our hearth installed so we can measure to see the length of our leg, which we can cut. So here we're using a continuous rim diamond blade.
Okay.
I prefer a 5-inch over a standard 4-inch. It just gives me a little bit more depth for the cut to start with. It enables you to cut a little deeper into the material.
This product can chip when cutting with a dull blade and or starting with a straight cut. The first cut must be sharp and angled to avoid chipping in the product. Start the cut by beveling the angle of the blade about 20 degrees to your left and then again about 20 degrees to your right to finish the bevel on both sides of the cut. After the first bevel cut is complete, you can finish the cut with a previously used blade. You can see the back side of the legs and the mantle are not solid, but have a void on the back side. This allows for weight reduction and for a lintel to be fastened to the wall and then glued and fastened to the concrete mantle. Use the angle grinder to clean up the cut edges and smooth out the chamfered edges.
At this point, we've got our legs cut, so we can proceed to put them on. We know our height and we've got our width. So all we'll do here is, again, we want to clean off any bit of residue that might be left over from cutting. So what I'll do is put some cement on our backing on the wall and a little bit on the hearth, and we'll coat the inside of the leg as well, and we'll get the first one on there. You want to make sure you never drag these. They can scratch. Always pick them up when moving them around. Now having the outline of it on the wall comes in handy, because now I know roughly where to place it without having to do too much movement on it.
Add 4 to 5 scoops of mortar to the back side of the leg via the top of the leg. This will cement the legs to the wall surface.
So at this point, I'll just check to see how plumb it is. And we'll just shim it into place. I want to check how it planes on the front.
Okay.
Check it from side to side. So same rule applies with this. We want to look at it, check for any anomalies, and then decide which edge would be suited for the top and the bottom. So I've just measured the inside has a cavity in it, so what we want to do is have our lintel rest on the inside edge on the top here. So I've just measured from our bottom of the mantle to the top of the inside edge, and then I can place a wood lintel at that height for our support. The arrows here that I've drawn on the wall, which are vertical studs. Very important that we tie into structure. This top piece is heavy and needs to be supported with those.
No, he's one step only. Same as the crown.
And up and on. Just come my way a bit.
Here more? Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good there.
Just hold it. So now we have our surround on, and before we left it for the day, we did cut the shims, which were at the bottom of the legs. It's very important to take those off that day, just because of the cement that we put in the bottom can wick out through the shim and trap moisture on it and have a stain on the hearth. And also, we had packed in some cement at the top here to lock in the top of the legs. So with that being done, we can move on to the trim kit, which comes in and flanks the whole perimeter of the surround, and then we can move on to the wall. So we'll measure this up and lay it out, and move on from there.